Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright. Previously, the truth come out. Does Miles Edgeworth is gay? No. No, I wish, no. The actual truth is that a team of over 100 shades followed every witch around 24/7 around the clock, ready to fabricate fake magic whenever they happen to utter a spell incantation. And the implications of that are ridiculous beyond belief. I don't like this development at all, and there are a thousand questions that I don't believe will ever be answered, and I just don't get it. So, well, anyway, Darklaw has bowed out of the witness stand, and in her place is incoming the storyteller. We're going to be cross-examining the god of this land in front of the entire townspeople, so this should be pretty interesting, at the very least. So, let's hop in there. I don't quite know what to say. I am truly shocked to see the storyteller again, alive and well. This was unexpected by me too, as I did not plan to appear before you all again. I was convinced that you would all see the last of me at the parade. But this is the trial for your murder. And you are alive. Yeah, see? No one was killed, so let's call this whole thing off and never have witch trials again. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Whoa, Maya, take it easy. We're still in court, remember? What's the point of this? The storyteller wasn't killed. Isabella would never do anything to harm her dad.
Objection.
If only it was as simple as that to end this trial. However, it is not, Miss Fay.
But, Professor...
Search your memory and you will know the reason why. The crime Miss Cantabella is accused of is not just murder. The purpose of the Witches' Court is to sentence the witches for what they are. Isn't that right, Mr. Storyteller? I fully intend to expose the true identity of Bezella. And this would not be possible without you, Mr. Storyteller, on the witness stand. I see. And so you assumed the role of an inquisitor just to lure me here. Be that as it may, the Inquisition still maintains that Isabella Cantabella is the Great Witch Bezella.
Dad.
It's been a long time, Isabella. 4 years, in fact. You must have experienced many hardships living among the townsfolk. This daughter of mine never fits in with the others, no matter how hard she tries.
No, it wasn't quite like that. There were people who supported me. Aunt Patty was very kind, and the customers who came to our bakery were nice to me.
I'm happy to hear that. I wanted to watch over you ever since you left for the town. But in the end, I failed to do so. I had no idea of what was happening to you. I am very sorry, Isabella.
Oh, sure you care about this child when it's your own. But no, you're really just fine with trying to kill Luke, huh? I'm not gonna let that go. Oh, Dad, you don't need to apologize to me for anything. It's me that owes you an apology. I was trying to hurt you.
It was all my fault, not yours. There's no reason for you to blame yourself.
Dad, I'm happy we got to talk.
Isabella.
You were so busy writing everyone's stories that we stopped talking to each other. Before, it was different. You used to have time for me.
Please forgive me. Why did it have to come to this?
Mr. Storyteller, it's time to put everything in order now. The townsfolk and your daughter deserve to know the truth. The truth about yourself and the story.
Yes, I suppose it is time I told you the truth. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Storyteller. Let us begin. In this trial, I shall be judged.
Understood.
The witness shall testify. People of Labyrinthia who have gathered in this court, I will now tell you the true story. Many of you will certainly find it hard to believe and difficult to accept. Nevertheless, I ask you to please lend me an ear and listen with open minds. Isabella, my dear daughter, I ask you to do the same too.
This better be good. Surely he has no reason to lie, right?
Although you know me as the storyteller, I have one more identity. I am the president of
Oh, this is a human rights violation. Oh, jeez. The president of Labrylum Incorporated. Are you telling me this entire town was like some sort of a science experiment? Marketing ploy? What? Oh. This... Okay.
This whole town is one of Labrylum's research facilities. It may be hard for you to comprehend.
One of?
This land is rich in a very special substance which affects everyone who lives here. This substance enables the manipulation of people's minds, and that is what Labrylum is researching.
So let me get this straight. The game is taking a hard right turn straight away from fantasy magic in favor of last minute out of nowhere fantasy sci-fi. A mystery fantasy substance which manipulates people's minds. Okay. I can't believe it just got worse. No, dude.
This experiment began 10 years ago. The townsfolk all became test subjects.
Okay, so... Was it consensual? Did they sign up for this? Did you even do any, testing on what happens when, newborns get introduced to it? Children? Petal and Cecil were born well after this project started. Is there any consideration for their health? Okay, this... So the Great Fire probably wasn't... I mean, the legendary fire probably wasn't 100 years ago then, it was like 10 years ago. That would track, because Espella would be alive as a little girl back then. Right, okay. Death. Game over. Okay, let's move on to the... Okay, no. No. Okay. I don't understand. What does it all mean? I don't quite understand what I've just heard. I do not blame you. I suppose all the townsfolk are just as confused. Labyrinthia is an artificial town created entirely by me. But of course, as artificial as it may be, it is the reality for those that live here. For the past 10 years, I have been bringing the illusion to life by writing the story. I am lost for words. It feels as if the whole world has been turned on its head. Your Honor, it is certainly not an easy matter to grasp this new situation at once. Regardless, I suggest we hear more of what the witness has to say. Yes, I agree. Let's continue. The defense may begin the interrogation. Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, let's take this bit by bit. Press everything, of course. Although you know me as the storyteller, I have one more identity. I am the president of Labyrinthia Incorporated.
Hold it!
This is too much. I don't even know where to start. Labyrinthia Incorporated. That's a name I have heard before. It is a global pharmaceutical company with headquarters in England. Sure. If my memory serves me right, it was founded by Arthur Cantabile. Okay, how... Layton, so... The Cantabile surname didn't ring any bells previously? Like, okay, sure. Sure, more than one family can have, like, the same last name, sure. Yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. I'm salty right now, but I don't want to be, like, angry salty. As in, I start ragging and shitting on everything. No. Yeah, I can believe it. Layton just didn't think of this. It's fine. Indeed, that is my true name. Were you familiar with that, Mr. Wright? Sure, yeah, I've, heard of Labyrinthia Incorporated, of course. Labyrinthia Incorporated is known for developing a completely harmless anesthetic about 20 years ago. It is now widely used in hospitals all around the world. The company is also working on various other plant-derived sedatives, revolutionizing medicine. Also, sorry, my, doing a deep, gravelly voice for the storyteller kind of ruined my throat, and now I can't do Layton or the judge anymore, sorry. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by your vast knowledge, Mr. Layton.
Objection!
That's irrelevant. The fact is just based on the real world we're from, not Labyrinthia. The real world, Mr. Wright? Then what would you call the world we are in now? Do you think this is a fantasy? No, that's not quite what I meant. Mr. Wright, I do not mean to be so rude as to presume I know what thoughts are running through your head. However, Labyrinthia is certainly not a place within a book or in the past. Labyrinthia is a part of the world we know. Yeah, I started guessing that last time. Huh. What? But how could a town like this exist in the real world? Do you think it's impossible? Why would that be? Are you saying that everyone would know about an unusual town like this if it existed? The government would. Anyone who spends a bit of time looking around on, like, Google Maps would. It's something like that. Anyway, it would be on a map at least. No, I'm afraid that cannot be so. Huh? This town is not marked on any map. It doesn't officially exist. What do you mean? The answer is quite simple. This whole town is one of Labyrinth's research facilities. It may be hard for you to comprehend.
Hold it!
This whole town is a research facility? Yes, this whole area is a private property of Labyrinth Incorporated. So they own all this land, then? That is why Labyrinthia is not marked on any map, and people from the outside cannot enter. We have taken measures to ensure that this town is not noticed by local residents. What measures are you talking about? Consider the fact that magic is supposed to exist in this town. Perhaps special mechanisms that were used to create magic also serve to conceal Labyrinthia. There are limits to what magic the Shades are capable of producing on their own, after all. That is the case indeed. The magic in this town has been made feasible owing to the latest technology. Technology? Drix, I cannot believe this. However, there is one question. There is no industry in Labyrinthia. How do you obtain necessary commodities? Very observant, aren't you? All commodities are regularly shipped in by sea. A young man once made his way here on a freighter and took Espella out of the town. That was Carmine Accidenti, a friend of mine. Huh, I see. But is something on this scale really possible? As you might suspect, it would be beyond the power of Labyrinth Incorporated to keep a facility this size a secret for so long. Labyrinthia is a project co-funded by the British government. Okay, that I like. Okay. So, these bastards are using hundreds of people as guinea pigs, robbing them of their bodily autonomy by fiddling with their minds. Dude, heads have to roll, figuratively. What is this monstrosity? What? It's a government project? What would be their stake in this? It's all because of my beliefs. His beliefs? Oh, by the way. Yes, Your Honor. What is a research facility? I've never heard of anything like that before. Ah, yes, that was careless of me. Naturally, you wouldn't know what it means. How should I explain? This whole town is my creation. Oh, that's what it was about. In other words, it's all your story. That makes it all clear. Swing and a miss, Your Honor. Getting back to the topic, there is an important reason why we have chosen to build such a facility here. This land is rich in a very special substance, which affects everyone who lives here.
Hold it!
A special substance? What does it actually do? This area has been isolated since ancient times, developing its own unique culture. There are underground ruins on the verge of the town. We've found writings there, presumably left by the natives of this land. A bell that was supposed to be there was missing. So you have seen the ruins. I suspected that you would find them. Then perhaps you have also noticed that everyone who lives here has a very peculiar condition. The inability to see the things? A peculiar condition, you say? I can't just sit here quietly like a patient old man when you're saying such things. Just what kind of condition is it? You have every right to know. This condition makes people fall unconscious upon the sound of a certain metal being struck. Oh. Cripes, if that's what the bell is made of, then yeah, that would make everyone fall unconscious simultaneously. Metal? What kind of metal? Pure silver. Yep, that's the bell. And so there is not a single object made of silver in Labyrinthia. Now that I think of it, that's true. Just imagine what a disaster a fancy dinner would be if everyone fainted whenever they used silver cutlery. This condition is an integral part of magic. How so? All inhabitants of Eldritch Woods carry small silver bells. I see now. The shades ring the bells when they need to create the illusion of magic. How are the bells... how are the shades not falling unconscious too? Everyone present falls unconscious, and the shades set to their work. Oh, look at where that shade's hand was. So that's the secret of the time-stealing magic Darklaw told us about. Now that they mention it... Oh yeah! Kira had a small bell with her when we saw her back at the marketplace. We have been researching this condition at Labyrinth Incorporated. And finally, we discovered its cause. It was the groundwater. Water causes it? The groundwater contains a certain unique substance found in the soil in this area. So if you drink that water, you get this silver allergy thing? But of course we've been drinking it. It's impossible to live without water. Of course. That's why everyone who lives here has that condition. Oh dear. You needn't worry. This condition is harmless, especially as silver is unknown to the townsfolk. Huh. Something's still not quite right, though. If the sound of silver bells makes people pass out, why don't the shades pass out too? I'd like to know that. Although the effect of the substance in the groundwater is powerful, it doesn't last long. The condition will vanish after a day or so without drinking that water.
Okay. Plus, you could say, I remember there being a well in the Shades Village in the Eldritch Woods. Yeah, I could see that being like a separate source that's not the magic fainty substance water. That's convenient.
That substance's effects aren't limited to humans. It can also affect plants to a great extent.
What the hell? What would that even look like?
Plants are affected by it. Our research was focused on the plants rather than humans. This substance enables the manipulation of people's minds, and that is what Laburnum is researching.
Hold it!
That sounds really scary. Just what is this about?
The substance enters the groundwater, affecting organisms that consume it.
People who drink it daily acquire that odd condition. They fall unconscious upon hearing the sound of silver metal.
Yes, although the substance in the groundwater also has a tremendous effect on plants. Wildflowers in this area contain a certain poison. Upon my beard, poison? This poison doesn't harm the body. It has the effect of manipulating the mind.
So it brainwashes people.
I've been writing this story for 10 years.
The title of the story is Historia Labyrinthia?
The ink I used to write it was made from those plants.
Oh, Nick, do you remember how funny the ink smelled? No?
That was the gas released when the ink evaporates, and that's where the trick is.
What?
Those that inhale the gas become extremely susceptible to suggestion.
You mean brainwashing?
They will believe anything they are told, or anything they read, however strange or unrealistic. It will be imprinted into their minds as the truth.
So that was the true purpose of the parades. Pages of the story, written in that special ink, were regularly distributed among the townspeople. It was done so that everyone would be in a state of hypnosis.
Indeed. The creation of a fully controlled town with the inhabitants subject to long-term hypnosis. That was one of the topics of our research.
Then, the story that is written in the Historia Labyrinthia, you could call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, realized through the shade's work and the hypnotic effect of the ink vapors.
Is that how it was all this time?
Laburnum used hypnosis to control all those people. I can't believe that the government was supporting that.
This experiment began 10 years ago. The townsfolk all became test subjects.
Hold it!
All the people subjected to this experiment have been living here all this time?
No, we started with just a few people, gradually getting more and more.
I must say that I'm afraid of what the answer to this question might be. But where did these people come from? You haven't resorted to abduction by any chance, have you?
Of course not.
Every test subject signed a contract with Laburnum.
Okay. That makes things a lot better. Still, though, even Cecil and Petal, the children, a contract to have their memories erased and be used like pawns in a story?
The current inhabitants of this town have one thing in common. They were all dissatisfied with their lives and wanted to start anew, forgetting about their mistakes, forsaking unwanted identities. There are more people like that out there than you might think. They have all agreed to participate in our research.
Okay, I have no moral problems with that. That's fine. But that's insane.
It's not as unreasonable as you suggest. We give them a new identity, a chance to start their life again. In return, they subject themselves to hypnosis and live in this town as our test subjects.
Okay. So you have willing participants willing to have their minds messed with, take on new identities, live on a medieval life. Why even bother with witches and shades? Why that? Why couldn't it just be you know, it could be like maybe you keep the townspeople a bit afraid of what's outside the walls and make it so no one wants to go out the walls, just stay in here and not wander out. But no, you could just use the suggestion from the ink to be like, hey, don't go out there. Don't do that. Why witches?
In order for this project to be possible, we suppress their memories of the past, including the memory of signing the contract. So, ultimately, they are not aware of what is going on.
And why does Kira have red eyes?
I couldn't agree more. I've got no idea what's going on. Let me make this clear, Mr. Wright. We do not erase their memories, we suppress them. They will regain their memories of life before Labyrinthia once their contract is over.
So this place was uninhabited before you started this research 10 years ago? And you've managed to keep everyone in a state of hypnosis for 10 years straight. Can you really hypnotize someone for that long? I mean, 10 years is one heck of a long time.
It was achieved through the distribution of the story during parades. The ink vapors have a powerful effect, but it wouldn't last 10 years, of course. With each parade, the effect was renewed. That's why the parades took place at regular intervals. That was the true purpose of that event.
So can you guys, get Espella down from the cage? It must be really uncomfortable, and she's breathing in a bunch of smoke. Can you do that, please?
I have been born and raised here. It was a poor, small town with no industry to speak of that had fallen behind the times. Ever since I was a child, I had one friend that was especially close to me. He was a bright boy, curious about the world. His name was Newton Belduke.
I see. Oh. I really wish I could go reread that suicide note. Yeah, we don't have it. Yeah, I do recall there being some line in the suicide note that was like, I can't do this with you anymore, or something like that. I do think Belduke was a part of this. Maybe he knew. Like, maybe he just never attended the parade, so he never got influenced or his memory suppressed and all that. Huh. Sir Newton Belduke. The alchemist. So they were childhood friends. The plot thickens. He had always been interested in the unique natural features of this land. There was really nothing here, but to us this area was an exciting place worth exploring. And one day we made an astonishing discovery on the outskirts of the town. We stumbled upon the entrance to the underground caverns leading to the colossal ruins. Okay, what would Yun storyteller sound like? Okay, maybe he hasn't taken up smoking yet, so...
Whoa, look at that, Newton! This is so amazing! And the strange writing, I've never seen anything like it before.
Maybe. We found ancient writings in the ruins. Newton managed to decode some of them. According to our findings, a highly advanced culture had existed on the land where our little town was built. Some great calamity had befallen the natives, and they migrated elsewhere. They believed that plants and water in that area were cursed by an entity they called the Great Witch Bezella. The natives sealed the curse within the ruins and left it in search of a new home. That is all that we managed to decipher.
Bezella's curse. It was sealed in the ruins, you say? Would that be the Bell of Ruin?
The Bell of Ruin.
Oh, that's the bell from the bell tower. I wonder why it's got an ominous name like that.
Regrettably, we couldn't get any further information from the writings at that time. Needless to say, Newton and I were very excited by the discovery.
I knew it. This place is special. It has some kind of mysterious power. If we could find out what that is, our humble town would become famous. You know what? I'm going to do that. I will unravel the mystery of this place.
And so Newton began studying the indigenous plants and substances dissolved in the groundwater. On the other hand, I studied economics and management at a university in London. I dreamed of bringing prosperity to this poor, forgotten town. I wanted to change it for the better with my own hands. Meanwhile, Newton had succeeded at extracting a new anesthetic from the local plants.
Was that the anesthetic which led to the foundation of Laburnum?
Yes. It was a huge success for Laburnum Incorporated, and before we knew it, we were making a fortune. We wanted the whole world to hear about our hometown. Alas, fate was not kind to us, as we never realized that dream. Everyone in our town had died. All of the townspeople had perished.
Huh.
Huh? Just what on earth happened to them? That does not matter anymore.
Dude, you owe us complete truth. Tell us.
We purchased the environs of our town. The mountains, the lake, the plains, everything. Then, 10 years ago, having received financial support from the government, we started Project Labyrinthia. It was much smaller in the beginning. It started as no more than a village. Over the course of 10 years, it slowly grew into a town. The population increased as well.
More people were signing the contract with Laburnum, slowly increasing the number of inhabitants, correct?
Yes, they would sign the contract, be hypnotized and assigned a role, and then be introduced to the world of the story. I have spoken at length. Thank you for patiently listening to my tale.
Okay, so... I guess you could say the Great Witch Bezella was the bell. Bezella the bell. Fair enough. So why was Eve on fire earlier? And all that? Okay.
Bezella is the name of a witch from an ancient legend that we read about in the ruins. It is a fictional character. She does not exist. But then, magic and witches? Magic is just an illusion, and there are no witches.
Alright, so it was all fake. That doesn't make it much better. Why did you write a story where people get killed with magic and witches are thrown into the fire? You could have made it a peaceful, pleasant world where everyone would be happy.
Yeah, I want to know this.
No, that was not possible.
Let me guess, they're gonna pull a Matrix and be like, people rejected a peaceful, perfect, idyllic world. They needed conflict to make it believable. Maybe?
But why?
This is a research facility after all. We're researching ways to completely control human beings.
Oh, right, of course.
Test subjects need to be exposed to extreme situations, so we decided on a fantasy setting. We wouldn't have got funding from the government otherwise. In other words, we're running a business.
But just what instructions do you give to the people you hypnotize? You don't give each of them a full set of memories of their whole fictional life, do you?
No, it's much more simple than that. We only give them 2 pieces of information. The first one, that they were born in this town, and the second was their new occupation.
That completely tracks with Phoenix's own experiences.
Then they fill in the gaps themselves without being aware of it. The human mind requires a consistent story of one's life. Which means, of course, that no Labyrinthian has memories from earlier than 10 years ago. No one has any memories from before they came to Labyrinthia. What? What are you saying?
That's all one big lie. I am who I am. But can you remember your childhood? I can't. That's true. I can't remember. Even my parents. No way. I can't recall my own mother's face.
As you can hear, no one can remember their real past. There are no exceptions.
Huh? Wait a second. No exceptions. I smell a contradiction here.
Ah, it seems Mr. Wright, too, has noticed it now. What are you talking about, Layton?
Mr. Cantabella, you have just testified that not a single citizen of this town remembers anything from more than 10 years ago.
Yes, as that is the truth.
Now that's a strange assertion, especially coming from you.
What? What do you mean?
There is one person in this town who remembers what happened more than 10 years ago.
That cannot be. It is impossible. They must be merely imagining things now.
Mr. Wright, please enlighten us all.
Who is this person that remembers their past?
It's Isabella.
Okay, but just in case I'm wrong, I don't want to replay 47 minutes, so
quick save.
Take that!
Precisely, Mr. Wright. That person is none other than Isabella Cantabella. What? That's impossible.
It's true, Dad. Also, holy fuck, get me out of here! I remember it clearly, as if it happened yesterday. The legendary fire.
No, that's impossible. That's just your imagination, Isabella.
No, it's not. I couldn't remember it before, but it all came back to me. Because I'm Bizella.
No. Isabella, there are no witches. That fire, it was just a bad dream.
The Inquisition would like to call Isabella Cantabella to testify.
What?
Regardless of whether Miss Cantabella is Bizella or not, her memories may contain valuable clues. What mystery is there left to solve?
Yes, that may be so. No, wait. I don't agree to this. This trial is over, Your Honor.
Objection.
You seem to be forgetting something, Mr. Cantabella. Your story has ended. You are no longer in control. You are merely one of the characters. And this is also why we will not cease seeking the truth until we find it.
Defense, what is your opinion on this?
Isabella keeps insisting that she's the witch Bizella. As her attorney, I should refuse to let her speak to the court. But what's really important now is finding the truth, just as Layton said. There's only one way to proceed with this trial. And that's by questioning Miss Cantabella about her memories.
In that case, the court summons Isabella Cantabella as a witness. Attendants, bring the accused to the witness stand. Now, witness, testify about your memories of the legendary fire.
Yes, my lord.
Father and daughter reunited, huh?
I was just a little girl then. It happened during the annual fire festival. Everyone was gathered in the town square for the fire festival, and I was watching them from the bell tower.
But that should be impossible. The bell tower only appeared 3 months ago, right? We still don't have an answer for that.
The great witch Bizella awoke within me and brought calamity upon the town. An enormous fire dragon appeared. I was trembling with fear, terrified by what I had summoned.
Witness, what you have told us wasn't a bad dream or a fairy tale, but what you actually experienced.
Yes, it was, like I have already said. I remember it very clearly. The heat from the fire, the smell of smoke.
Isabella, what are you talking about? The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. Was there really a huge fire that destroyed the town? And what about Bizella? Is she even real? The answers are in Ispella's testimony. So we don't know anything about why the bell tower vanished and then reappeared. And what Darklaw's deal is as being like probably Ispella's sister? Question mark? I don't know.
I was just a little girl then. It happened during the annual fire festival.
Hold it!
Do you remember what age you were then?
I'm not quite sure, but I think I was 6 or 7.
And how old are you now?
I'm 18 years old.
That means those events did take place more than 10 years ago. It's very odd that you have memories that old, but perhaps you're mistaken about your age at the time.
Objection!
Your Honor, no one besides Isabella has witnessed the legendary fire. Which would mean that the incident occurred before Labyrinthia was created over 10 years ago.
Yes, I suppose that makes sense. That doesn't make any sense at all. How many times do I need to tell you there are no witches, no magic? The legendary fire is just a story. This interrogation serves no purpose. Mr. Cantabella, the court asks you to be quiet during another witness's testimony unless you are asked to speak. There.
Everyone was gathered in the town square for the fire festival, and I was watching them from the bell tower.
Hold it!
Could you tell us a little more about this fire festival you were watching?
Yes, it seems to be an ancient custom in this area.
So, my best theory from where I'm standing is that during this fire festival, Isabella accidentally rang the bell, causing everyone below to fall unconscious, and as it happened, a fire started. Like, I can't help but think of, back when New York on America's East Coast was a young city, like a good swath of it burned down to ashes because a mule
kicked a lantern onto some hay? Like, fire is fire. Shit happens.
The townspeople make a fire offering to the great witch Bazilla, so that she will not bring misfortunes upon them. A great fire is lit in the middle of the town square. The festival lasts all night long.
That's correct. The festival takes place once every year. It is quite magnificent with all the townsfolk assembled in the square. Okay, so the storyteller let slip that when he came back to the town, his hometown, everyone had died? And he's also being really defensive and trying to stop this trial and not go down this route of questioning. I'm pretty sure the storyteller knows that Espella accidentally made the fire happen and is trying to defend her. I think the implication here is that Espella did actually burn down the town. By proxy, perhaps. By accidentally ringing the bell, making someone holding fire fall unconscious, and then one thing led to another, the whole town burned. And shoot, if evaporating ink from plants can influence the mind, then what of smoke? If the smoke from the burning plants could influence Espella at that time, who knows what she would want to believe then? Unless it is a counterfeit memory imprinted in our minds by you. No, this festival has been held here since before I was born. It appears to be a very old custom indeed. By the way, why were you in the bell tower in the first place?
Huh?
You know, you said everyone was at the town square. Why weren't you there?
I can't remember. I probably went there because Bazilla awoke within me.
Despite having vivid memories of the fire, you do not remember much of anything else that occurred at that time.
Yes. I was at the top of the bell tower looking down at people in the town square. Someone was with me there. Oh, that's right, it was Eve.
Eve? Her black cat, huh?
I didn't think Eve was that old. Well then.
Okay, maybe they swapped in a new goldfish while she wasn't looking. Anything to maintain her innocence? I don't know.
The great witch Bazilla awoke within me and brought calamity upon the town.
Hold it!
Do you remember casting a spell?
I cannot remember.
Oh?
Hang on!
You look upset, Mr. Cantabella. Pardon me. Did you want something? I'd like to know what you think about Espella's last statement. My opinion about all this has not changed since last time. It's all just a dream. Listen to me, Espella. You are not Bazilla. There was no legendary fire.
Dad, you have no idea how much I want to believe you, but I just can't. I remember what I saw, and how it felt, the heat, the smoke.
Magic doesn't exist. It belongs in fairy tales. There are no fire dragons either.
Isabella seems certain that she saw a fire dragon at that time. However, as long as we do not have any evidence to support or disprove this claim, we can't make any progress. Do I have any relevant evidence? Anything that could demonstrate that the fire dragon Isabella saw as a child was real? I mean, we have the pendant. We could just ask Isabella to hold it and face an empty lot and just yell out Grandworm and see what happens. I'll just say I've got nothing for now. I don't think there's anything I could use. I can understand your choice to be cautious with your judgment, Mr. Wright. However, I must remind you that the only way to discover the whole truth is to bring to light the true nature of the dragon witnessed by the accused. I guess he has a point there. Maybe I overlooked some clues in the testimony. Let's arm ourselves to the teeth with evidence and give it another shot. Alright, but first we need more info. Time to do some pressing.
Witness, continue your testimony.
Yes, my lord. Okay. So we'll come back to this. An enormous fire dragon appeared. I was trembling with fear, terrified by what I had summoned.
Hold it!
Can you tell me more about that fire dragon? That monstrous image is still so vivid. It looked just like the one that attacked Dad this evening. I've done something terrible again. Then you are sure that the fire dragon you saw more than 10 years ago and the one summoned this evening were exactly the same? Yes, they were definitely the same.
Hang on!
Is something wrong, Mr. Cantabella?
It's impossible. There's no such thing as magic.
You never believe me, Dad. I don't know why you have to be like this. There was a time when things were different.
Isabella, what are you saying?
Look at them. It's like a common argument between a teenager and a parent. Mr. Cantabella created this town. He knows better than anyone else that there's no magic here. Miss Cantabella? Yes? Would you mind giving us more details of what you saw? Could I borrow a sheet of parchment and a pencil? I think it'll be better if I draw it.
Your request shall be granted. Bring parchment and a pencil for the witness immediately.
Wow, she is a good artist. This is it. This is the fire dragon that I saw that night. I only caught a glimpse of it, but it was real. Is this a brand new song, by the way? Holy crap. I must say, it does closely resemble the supposedly magical creature we witnessed this evening. It does indeed. This drawing shall be added to the evidence. This is a farce.
What happened over a decade ago? Was the town really destroyed by a fire dragon? Discovering the truth about the dragon shall be our next objective.
Witness, continue the testimony.
Yes, my lord. I was...
Oh, that was the last one then. Okay. I'm not entirely sure how we proceed from here. I mean, I would guess we show the drawing at her estate when we like try and present evidence in that little section where we question the storyteller and it leads to can I show evidence and But like, how would this disprove anything? Okay, so, all things considered, definitely more huge revelations, this time about the storyteller, Arthur Cantabella, and, Arthur, the author. You know what sucks? I don't even really care enough to even be fully appreciative of that pun. No, I hate to say it, I really do, but I've kind of checked out. I feel like this plot's lost me. I really do. I just don't like any of this at all. I just don't. I'm just a bit tired, man. Look, I get it. Like, I can't speak for Layton whatsoever, but when it comes to Ace Attorney, it's always grounded in logic. Like, there have been instances where you're presented with the fantastical, only to learn that it's just perfectly logical and there's an explanation. Like, look no further than the previous Ace Attorney game I played through, Investigations 2. The final case of that game was... It began with a blatantly ridiculous premise that... Well, I don't really want to spoil anything, but that premise did actually turn out to be true in a way, but in a way that was extremely organic, understandable, and logical, and that made sense. But here, we're presented with the magical and absurd, the existence of witches and magic, but the explanation for it is even more ridiculous and unlikely. That's my problem. hundreds of shades taking shifts, walking around town, monitoring their chosen witch targets, wearing invisibility cloaks, and never once having any accidents, no issues, just perfectly just having the right things ready to go in whatever situation could possibly arise. Like, look no further than Jean Grey Earl's friggin' goat. And even after this effort of going to the logical conclusions and trying to take a grounded, logical, realistic explanation that justifies this, they're going for fantasy groundwater bullcrap anyway, and it's just like, it really should have just been witches all along. It really should have just been legit magic. It really should have just been an isekai. It really should have just been this fun, fantastical, non-canon crossover that was made for fun. Like, look, I am salty, and I reserve the right to be salty over this, but I do hope it's clear that although I am really disappointed by this turn of events, I still greatly enjoyed this game and all that. Like, the town, the atmosphere, the music, the characters, the wonderful puzzles, the fun trials, like, come on, like, Emir Punchenbog, that character was so fun, I think it single-handedly outweighs all this bullcrap, you know? Like, don't get me wrong, this game I still have a very high opinion of it. I'm just really sad that it became a lot worse out of nowhere so suddenly for its dumb reasons. It's just... I was probably gonna end up rating this game like a 9 or a 9.5. Now it's gonna be like a 7.5, an 8 maybe. I don't know. Anyway, goodness, I do wonder. I think next video might be the finale? Maybe? I don't know, it kind of feels like that. At the very most, the next video after that then would be the finale. 1 or 2 more videos left to go. Maybe. No, if they want to maybe bring in Dark Law and give answers to what her relationship was with Espella, then if they really want to drag out the drama, it could be 3 videos. I don't know. And of course, there's also like a extended like ending where Phoenix and everyone else they say goodbye, and Phoenix goes back to Japanifornia, and Layton and Luke just peace out and all that. Yeah. Speaking of Luke, where the hell is he? I don't know where he is. I'm kind of missing the little guy. He's cute. Yeah, I think I've said my piece. I'm Zephyr the Jester. This has been more Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Thank you for watching. My voice has been destroyed by the storyteller's deep, gravelly voice. And hopefully I'll catch you next time. So until then, please take care.